16.3 Think and throw. How much of garbage do you think is thrown out by each house every day? You can make an estimate by using a bucket as a measure. Use a 5 to 10 liter bucket to collect the garbage from your home for a few days. In how many days does the bucket become full? Page 160. You know the number of members in your family. If you find out the population of your city or town, can you now estimate the number of buckets of garbage that may be generated in a day in your city or town? We are generating mountains of garbage every day, isn't it? Figure 16.7. Here is the figure given, shows neighborhood garbage dump. Let us read a story about a village where there is less garbage and more wisdom. Nanu studies in class 6. He is very fond of making paper planes. His mother is very annoyed when he tears off sheets from new notebooks to make aeroplanes. But Nanu does not care. Once, Nanu went to his aunt's village along with his mother. He was amazed at the variety of things his cousin Shyam had made. Files from old charts, greeting cards decorated with flowers made from pencil shavings, mats from old clothes, baskets from used old polythene bags were some of the items Nanu liked. Shyam had even made a diary from invitation cards. One morning, Nanu went looking for his grandmother, Nani. He saw that she was applying a thick paste on a basket. Nanu asked, "Nani, what are you doing?" "What is this paste?" "This is paper mache, a paste made of clay and paper in which I have also mixed some rice husk," replied Nani. "But why are you putting it on the basket?" asked Nanu. "To make it stronger," said Nani. And added, "Would you like to learn this from me?" Nanu was not very keen and ran outside to play. He was only interested in tearing up papers to make planes. In fact, he also started tearing up papers from Shyam's files. Shyam collected all the pieces of paper Nanu had used, wondering what to do about him. He just did not listen to anyone. It was Nanu's birthday in a few days. Shyam planned to invite Nanu's friends. Nanu took out money from his mud pot and went to the market. He bought some paper hats for his friends. He asked the shopkeeper for a polythene bag to keep the hats, who gave him a paper bag instead of polythene. Nanu also bought many other items like biscuits and toffees. He found it difficult to carry all of these things as no shopkeeper was ready to give a polythene bag. Shyam had told him to carry a cloth bag with him, and he was sorry he did not listen to him. Somehow he managed to reach home with all his purchases. Figure 16.8. Nanu's friends enjoyed the feast on his birthday and played many games. Page 161. Figure 16.8 shows Nanu with bags full of purchases. All his friends wore the shiny paper hats Nanu had bought. Shyam had made beautiful paper mache masks for Nanu's friends. He had a special gift for Nanu as well, a photo frame and a greeting card made from the paste of all the pieces of paper Nanu had thrown away. It was a new experience for Nanu. All his friends went home with their masks. Nanu was too excited to finish his meal and look at his gifts. Nanu returned home after his holidays were over. How different his town was from Shyam's village! There were no rag pickers in the village as it was neat and clean. But now, he stopped making faces when he saw the rag-picking children near his house. You might have seen some children sorting the garbage near your house or at other places. Observe the children at work and find out how they separate useful material from the garbage. They are actually helping us. Talk to one such child and find out what they do with the rubbish they collect. Where do they take it? Does he or she go to school? What about his or her friends? If they do not go to school, find out the possible reasons. Can you help this child to read and write? Have you ever helped at home to sell old newspapers, glass and metal things, plastic bags, and your old notebooks to a garbage dealer? Talk to him and find out what he does with all the garbage. Would you like to make paper from old and discarded paper like Shyam? Let us learn to do this. 16.4 Recycling of paper. You will require pieces of old newspapers, magazines, used envelopes, notebooks, or any other paper. Do not use shiny plastic coated paper. You will also need a frame fitted with a wire mesh or a net. You can also use a large-sized sieve in place of a frame. Tear the paper into small pieces. Put them in a tub or a bucket and pour water in it. Let the pieces of paper remain submerged in water for a day. Make a thick paste of paper by pounding it. Now, spread the wet paste on the wire mesh fixed to the frame. Pat it gently to make the thickness of layer of the paste as uniform as possible. Wait till water drains off. If required, spread an old cloth or a sheet of newspaper on the paste to let it soak up the extra water. Page 162. Now carefully remove the layer of paste from the frame. Spread it on a sheet of newspaper in the sun. Keep the corners of the newspaper sheet pressed by putting some weights so that these do not curl up. You can add food color or flower petals, pieces of dry leaves, or pieces of colored paper in the paste before spreading it. It would help you to get a recycled paper with beautiful patterns on it. Can we recycle everything just as we recycle paper? 16.5 Plastics. Boon or a curse? Some kind of plastics can be recycled, but not all of them. Did you notice that polythene bags and some plastics did not rot in Activity 1? You might now easily understand why polythene bags create big problem in garbage disposal. It may be a little difficult to imagine our life without plastics. Shall we list a few things we use that are made of plastics? Toys, shoes, bags, toothbrushes, combs, water pipes, bottles, pens, and buckets. The list is very long. Can you name a few parts of a car, bus, scooter, refrigerator, radio, television that are made of plastics? The use of plastics in itself might not create so much of a problem. Problems arise when we use plastics excessively and are ignorant about ways of disposing their waste. This is what is happening all around us. We might even be acting irresponsibly, knowing well about its harmful effects. We often use plastic bags to store cooked food items. Sometimes these bags may not be suitable for keeping eatables. Consuming food packed in such plastic bags could be harmful to our health. Many a time, shopkeepers use plastic bags that have been used earlier for some other purpose. Sometimes bags collected by rag pickers are also used after washing them. Use of such recycled plastic bags to keep food items could be harmful for our health. For storing eatables, we must insist on use of plastic bags that are approved for such a use. All kinds of plastics give out harmful gases upon heating or burning. These gases may cause many health problems, including cancer in humans. The government has also laid down guidelines for recycling of plastics. Paheli would like to suggest that containers used for storing poisonous substances should be recycled separately, and that such recycled plastics are not used to make plastic bags. You must have noticed that people often fill garbage in plastic bags and then throw it away. When stray animals look for food in these bags, they end up swallowing these. Sometimes they die due to this. The plastic bags thrown away carelessly on roads and other places get into drains and the sewer system.